So, good evening. You are listening to Sabrina Weaver Speaks, where I transform words into magic with the words I speak, and you can too. I come to you tonight. The other day, I talked about having fun, and then I talked about a life coach consultation. What is a life coach? Well, before making this video, I thought that I would come on and tell you everything that a life coach wasn't, but then I thought, why do you need to know what it's not? All you need to know is what it is. A life coach, as I shared, it is a personal cheerleader. However, I don't have pom-poms and I don't validate your, lack of a better description, bullshit. That's not what I do as a life coach. As a life coach, what I do, I share my joy. I teach you how to find your joy without telling you how to do it. Now, I talk to people on the phone all day long, and I mean like all day long, not because I'm working in customer service as I've always done, but I have friends who call me, and they don't call to ask me for advice because I don't give advice. I'm not a healthcare professional, and I'm not a sponsor of any sort. I am a life coach. What I do, I share my life experiences with your life experience, and then I motivate you to do what it is that you need to do to get on to the next step where you want to be. Now, how do you know I'm good? Really? I life coach you guys all the time with my videos and you don't even notice it, you know? I mean, I'm always upbeat when I'm talking to you. Now, what goes on in the privacy of my own home with my own life, very few know, but your life actually motivates my life as well. So without knowing it, I coach you and your magic kind of just like spills out and it becomes a part of me. Really? Now, let me give an example of letting go. I'm going to give you an example of letting go and moving on and not beating yourself up and all of that. You know, here's an example. You know how we are, well, correction. See, I'll give you my analogy of people. And I've done it before. I see people just like I see trees. I'll never see a tree that looks exactly alike. And trees withstand the storm, right? The young trees, that means they're really flexible. And the old trees, they are solid until a storm comes and bam, knocks them down. They give way to gravity. That's a tree. Trees' roots extend beyond belief. But the difference between trees and people, when the storm is coming and all the trees are in the forest, I bet not one of those trees say to the other tree, how much you want to bet that one falls down? Or I hope that one falls down, you know. Trees don't do that. People do. Really. Now, that's my analogy of a tree. Now, let me go ahead and put the tree in perspective with you and letting go. Okay? So, I see myself as a tree. And as a tree, I am constantly, continually blossoming. I am. And on my tree, I have fruit. And the fruit that is on my tree, some fruit, the wind comes and it takes a seed from that fruit and blows it over to another branch, and then it blossoms a whole new fruit. And then there are some fruits that simply get rotten and fall down to the ground. Now, the rotten fruit, no one's picking the rotten fruit. They just simply fall down to the ground and go away. Now, that would be my analogy for you and for letting go. So a lot of people tell us about letting go, and a lot of people want to tell you how to let go, and a lot of people want to say a lot of things about other people. And sometimes it allows you to not take responsibility for your own actions. I'm just saying. So by taking responsibility for your own actions and doing what you need to do until you can no longer do it, you don't have to practice letting people go, and you don't have to be mean. You don't, because you know what? Some of the fruit is just going to get rotten and it's going to fall off because you no longer need that piece of fruit to blossom. Can you get my analogy? So, as a life coach, I share with you, do what you do until you can't do it no more. Some coaches and friends and family, what they tend to tell you, okay, don't do this. Now write this down 5 times, okay, and I want you to not contact that person anymore, and so forth and so on. I don't believe in telling you what not to do. I believe that you should do whatever it is that you need to do until you can no longer do it anymore. Now, what does that mean? It means that if I tell you to not do it, chances are you're just not going to tell me that you're doing it. So, with any exes, with any friends, with any behaviors, as long as you know whatever you're doing, there's a consequences to your behavior. And if you want to do something that you think that you really, really need to do, keep in mind, it only takes one thought to change your life tremendously. That's real. You can have one thought and it can change your life to a beautiful flower. But you can also have one thought that will change your life to be locked up, throw away the key, sabotaged. I mean, a lot of things. So with that, as your life coach, I'm going to tell you, do whatever it is you need to do until you can't do it anymore. But most importantly, what I'm going to show you is to constantly keep telling you how to have fun. How to have fun. How to have fun. We are all living to die. Really, we live to die. Now, that sounds morbid, but that's really the truth. And so if you're not doing what you love doing, then what are you going to do? Wait till you die to do what you love? I'm just saying. I am Sabrina Weaver. You are listening to Sabrina Weaver Speaks, where I transform words into magic with the words I speak. And as a life coach, I am simply your personal life cheerleader. All right? Take care, you guys. Love you. Check out my sponsor, Built from Scratch. And I will see you soon. Bye.